Good evening, everybody. This is Tim Flood here with you, back with your Saturday edition of Tim Talk. And it is Saturday, February 28th, 2026, last day of February. So we're going into March, which means spring is just around the corner. And I'm so happy about that. Love spring. I do not like winter. I do not like the cold weather. Today was a beautiful day. Me and my brother and my mom went down and visited my son. They finally got his headstone set, and I went down there and took him some flowers. I wanted to make sure he had flowers as soon as he could get them, and I had to take everything down for him to set it, so I went ahead and brought back down and set up the shepherd's hook that holds the wind chimes. The wind chimes were a gift from a family friend when Luke passed and was in the funeral home. We got it, and then a little bitty heart shaped rock. It's got a really nice passage written on it. It's the shape in there, right beside his headstone. And then, of course, I set his American flag back up right on you're looking at the front of his to the shepherd's hook is to the left with the wind chimes, and then the little heart is on the left too, right at the side of the headstone. And it was a good day. We went down there. We got to see other people, other family, visit other family. We were down there and got to visit my uncle Phillips, first time since he passed. And I think I got to go visit him. He was a big part of my life growing up. We always thought an awful lot of Uncle Philip and his wife and their kids, my cousins. We spent a lot of time together growing up, working mostly, but when we had a little time off, we'd do things together. But yeah, we went down there and we spent about half the day down there. Went and grabbed a bite to eat on the way home, and I ate at the little down home restaurant down there called Drains. They serve a lot of good home cooked meals, and good quality, good staff, friendly, clean, delicious. So there's a shout out to Drains Caribbean in Hardinsburg, Kentucky. If anybody ever gets down that way, stop in and grab you a bite to eat. You won't regret it. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, the news today. My goodness, I just absolutely hate that we're in another daggone war over there, that we attacked Iran. I agree. I feel sorry for the Iranian people that are under that regime. I do. I don't like that they are under that tyranny, but at the same time, like I've said before, we got a lot of issues going on here at home, and we need to take care of them. The way I've been putting it is, we need to sweep around our own doorstep instead of sweeping around everybody else's all over the planet. And waste of time. I think it's a big waste of money. They were not threatening. They would say death to America, but hell, half the countries in the world say it. I gotta watch my language. I got flagged today for my language, so I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit cleaner. So excuse my language. I may have to edit that little part out, or at least mute it. But there's no reason for us to be over there involved in that war. They haven't attacked us. They haven't really done anything, but run their mouths. I think what they call it, saber rattling. So what? Let them do it. If it makes them feel better, it ain't hurting us any at all. But when you drag us into another war, it's going to cost a lot of American lives, and American money, and draw our military focus away from the homeland, and to be honest with you, I think it's all coming from the Israeli. I'm going to call them a regime too, because they're just as bad as Iran, and they aren't Christians. They hate Christians as much as the Islams hate Christians. So, I think that Donald Trump, they've got something on him, and they've forced his hand, and so that's why we joined in. They'd rather sacrifice our kids' lives than their own. And one of these days, somebody's just going to have to stand up to them and say, look, you may have been God's chosen people in the Old Testament, but after he allowed the Roman soldiers to unleash his fury upon Jerusalem and level it to the ground in the first century, you haven't been. There is no chosen ones anymore. So get off your high horse and start doing things for yourself. Quit blackmailing the world into doing your bidding for you. Netanyahu is a clown, And I don't understand that. Why do American presidents go over there and pray at the Wailing Wall and just seem to be so buddy with the country of Israel when they do not believe in Jesus, and they don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah, and they think that he's I can't remember. My brother told me they've got a belief that he's being tortured by the Satan or something. I don't really know, but they don't really like Christians. And I'm not a Christian, so it don't really bother me that much, but I don't understand the logic behind being friends with, or being allies with the country that dislikes you as much as the countries that you're defending them against. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make much sense to me. And here we are in another war that Donald Trump promised we wouldn't be in, and here we are back in the Middle East again. What in the living name of all that's holy is going on? Why can't we just get our butts out of there, come home, defend our borders, and let the rest of the world police themselves? Like John Quincy Adams said, America is not to go around the world finding monsters to slay. That's not the country that the founding fathers made. We don't go out searching. Although we love democracy, and we have sincerely love the people. At least I do. I love the people, but it's not our responsibility. I'm really, really upset about it. I'm really, really upset about this. This one really bothers me. None of the others before really did. I mean, I didn't like it because I've always been an American first American. But this one really gets to me because it was promised to us during the election cycles that we would go in, that we would have no new wars, and it just hasn't. Donald Trump hasn't done anything that he promised during the campaigning cycle before he got elected. Nothing that he said. They aren't deporting people at a rate that they claim they would. They aren't. They've started new wars. The prices of goods and stuff has not come down. Our economy's still in the tank. So what? I don't give two craps what the Dow does. Working class people are still struggling, and now we go off and we get and we start another war. We start it ourselves. We initiate it. And I don't care about it being any kind of preemptive bullcrap. That's just a word that was made up so you to make it sound like you weren't just being a bully. And yeah, I really hope, since there's nothing we can do about it. I do hope that it's we get in there and out of there quick, and don't lose too many lives, and they get a better government over there, maybe a more democratic, or maybe a constitutional republic like we are. It'd be nice. I'd be so happy for those people. It just burns my butt that we're the ones that have to do it. We're the ones that have to do it, and we're the ones paying for it. And it ain't coming out of Donald Trump's or any of the congressmen's personal accounts. It's coming from the taxpayers' money. And we're tired of our money getting spent on crap like that when we've got infrastructure problems over here that we need to take care of, and all kinds of stuff. Because we just got a whole laundry list of stuff that needs to be done over here, and here we go off tramping halfway across the world again. First it was I don't remember, was it somewhere in South where they went in, and Venezuela, was that where it was at? I don't remember. And they took that president out, and now here they go to Iran, and Donald Trump's as big a warmonger as old Lindsey Graham or any of them. I'm sorry, he is. Good old Rand Paul, he's denounced it. But Mitch McConnell, he don't even know where he's at half the time, so he goes right along with whatever Trump and the administration says. He's out after this term anyway. He's retiring. Thank goodness. Maybe we can get somebody good in there like Daniel Cameron or somebody like that. The guy that should have been our governor, but we still got a whole slew of people out east in the eastern part of the state that didn't vote for him for one specific trait that he has, and I'm not going to say any more than that. But if you know, you know, and that's just, to me, that's just sad, and that's it's disgusting that they wouldn't vote for the perfect candidate, the better candidate, because of a trait, that can't be helped, that he was born with. It's just disgusting. That is so much in the past, and it's so terrible. It's just a terrible way of thinking. And we live in a society today that's so much better than it's ever been for all different races, and even the LGBTQ, and personally have nothing against anybody for what way or what they do. You know, in the way of, I don't think the government should be putting their nose in other people's personal business. It's just the way I believe. You know, but you know, I think we're in a better place than the world has ever been in. You know, to be living in this day and age is a blessing. It's like, because it's the most, people have more today than they've ever had at any point in history. And I'm talking about across the scale. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everybody does, but more of the world, it has way more than they've ever had at any point in history. There are still very poor countries. There are still third world countries that are hurting and suffering, but at the same time, the aid that not only the United States but the United Nations sends to these places, they get food supplements, they get healthcare supplements, Doctors Without Borders, and with the Red Cross and all this. It's I'm just saying we're living in a very good time, and there's not a lot to complain about, except for when you go start bullying. When you go around the world trying to flex your muscles. Nobody wants to see that anymore. Everybody's tired of it. Anybody that's watching this that's out of the country, that don't live in the U.S., most of us are tired of it. Most of us are tired of it. Most of us want to want to bring everything home and, police our own country and states instead of the world. That's the way it should be. That's the way it was meant to be, until the big hungry war machine got started, and our country got pretty much blackmailed, or how can I got their palms greased by the wicked people. And I know a lot of you all don't understand when I say that I love everybody as a person, but there are some people that are not good, but I love them anyway. But I do not like the way that they are. I would not associate with them. Stay far away from them as I can. And I don't agree with what they're doing. But, when my Heavenly Father says, you love everyone as I love you, which he means unconditionally. You have to love everyone. You don't have to love what they do or how they act. But, you have to love them. And I know I don't. That's just me personally. That's just how I am. Not enough about that. I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox. But like I said earlier, I hope this is over quick, and we can get in and out of there and get them. They can get their own government set up, the one that's more democratic and less tyrannical. Um, yeah, I do hope that for them and for us. I want our boys home. I don't want our boys out losing their lives halfway around the world. So, anyway, after I got home, I sit down in the recliner and I took a nap. Slept for about maybe about an hour, and then I got up and watched a Robert Duvall movie that I'd never seen, and it was really good. If you ever get a chance to watch it and you haven't, pick up Tender Mercies. It's a very good movie. The plot of the movie is he's a country western singer, and he becomes a bad alcoholic, but then something happens and he rehabs himself, and yeah, you just have to watch it. It's definitely worth a watch. It's a good movie. Enjoyed it thoroughly. I'd give it 9 out of 10 stars. I'm not sure, but I think he may have actually won an Oscar for that role. Robert Duvall's just we lost a good one when we lost him. He was a fine actor, and I'd say he was a fine man because I never heard any dirt on anything that he'd ever done. I'm not saying that I'm sure we all fall short of the glory of God, and so I'm sure there are things, but apparently it wasn't ever nothing too awful big. Yeah, because I really like Robert Duvall. I really like him. I hate that he's passed on, but I'm happy that he's back in the company of God the Father, and his family that's gone on before him, and he's in a good spot. Trying to think. Kentucky basketball. They pulled one out today. Surprised me. They beat Vanderbilt at home, so that was a must win. Actually, man, we've already lost 10 games this season. That's scary. That's you're on the bubble of making the tournament, the NCAA big tournament. If you ain't careful, you might not make it if you have 10 or 12 losses. Even if you are Kentucky or North Carolina or Duke, whoever, unless you go in and somehow magically win your league tournament, which is an automatic bid, then you're in regardless. But your seeding probably won't be very good. So, but let's just take the win for today and be happy, and let's it is a good thing that we won, and I'm happy for them boys, for the boys that play, not the ones that come in and took all those millions of dollars and hadn't even played a game yet. I think there's 3 of them. I think they paid them like $3 or $4 million a piece, and the boys haven't played a combined, I think they said 3 games. I think that they should be able to recoup some of that money. I think it should be prorated on how many games and practices they put in. Can't just give it to them and let them set out the season like they have, saying that they're hurt and they're really not. They're not. Those boys ain't hurt. They just lazy. I ain't gonna get him anywhere in the NBA. I tell you that. You can't be lazy in the NBA. You won't make it. You gotta go to every practice, every workout, every game. I'm telling you. You gotta put in extra individual personal workouts, and to make it in the big time. And these boys, I guess they probably know that they too lazy to go out there and put in that kind of work to make it in the pros. So they're gonna get as much money as they can with this NIL stuff while they're in college. But the thing about it is, they got boys that are out there playing. Have been playing their behinds off all year long, and taking the wins and the losses, but they still come out every night. You got Oway and Chandler, and a few others. I can't think right off the top of my head. Of course, Diabate. He's a transfer. He's good. Jalovic or whatever. I think he puts in quite a few minutes. Trent Noah, I'd like to see him out on the floor a lot more, but he hasn't had a whole lot of playing time this year, which I kind of would have liked to seen him a lot more. But he has had a few good games. And Garrison, man, he's hit or miss. He's mostly missed, but I mean, at least he's out there playing and trying. At least he gets out on the floor. He suits up and he goes to practice, and it's just I just want to. That Marino boy, I tell you what, if he stays another year, he's liable to be a draft pick next year. I think he's just a freshman this year. And he's played consistent. He ain't over the top good, but he's played consistent. And by next year, he's going to be a force. They keep strength training him. I think if they put another 20 pounds on him, and get that footwork and handwork hammered down. I mean, it's already good, but get it hammered down solid. I think he's going to be a beast. Hopefully, he don't jump to the pros or transfer. But he's going to be an exciting player to watch over the years. But yeah, anyway, I love college basketball. Me and my oldest son, that one that we went and visited, the one that passed, we used to love March Madness. Used to love this time of year. It was our time of the year. This and college football, and March Madness. That was our. We loved watching the games, and I just miss him so much. It just breaks my heart, that I won't be able to participate in that with him anymore. I know he's with me spiritually. I know that he's still around, and I know that he knows how much I'm missing him and how much I love him. But it still hurts. It's always going to hurt, But yeah, I guess I'll jump off here. I ain't gonna make this a long one since it's a Saturday. I'll probably just wait till tomorrow to edit everything. I'm getting kind of tired anyway. I was up at crack of dawn this morning, going and picking up flyers for the grave and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna jump off here, and I'm gonna tell y'all that if I seem grouchy sometimes, I apologize. I get animated sometimes, I apologize for that too. And I don't ever mean to insult anyone. I love you all. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're all being careful and living the best lives that you can. And I hope that you're having success and that you're loved and that you're giving your love to people. And, just hang in there. Know that you got at least one person out here that loves the hell out of you. I'm going to let y'all go for now, and I'll see y'all next time. I'll say peace and see y'all later.